I'm making this video as more of a PSA warning for Apple Watch users that are thinking of updating their devices to WatchOS 11.1, which is not officially out yet. It's in the developer beta stages and it's been released in stages to both public beta and developer beta testers. And the latest current version that I'm on is WatchOS 11.1 beta 3. And you need to watch this before you update your device because it has some serious issues. So the first thing I'll try and mimic or show you right here is my device freezes up over time, and let me see if I can reproduce that. So what happens when this bug happens or takes place? The Apple Watch all of a sudden stop responding to touches and to different notifications. At the same time, it won't, like, none of the side buttons work, and none of the even the customizable action button doesn't work as well. And this is something that has happened to me multiple times. My Apple Watch just freezes, and it seems to be triggered by me using the stopwatch, although this time around it hasn't like affected my device. But yeah, it's something that you need to watch out for. And at the same time, there's a bug with this update where text might be misaligned. Now today I was using the stopwatch quite often, so I go to see a couple of those bugs and issues in the clock or stopwatch right here, and sometimes text is misaligned and in the wrong order, and the watch just stops responding. So let me see, sometimes you can sort of get a glimpse of when this is about to happen, as it will slowly like start to ignore touches. So you can see sometimes it's a bit delayed. I'm not sure why that is the case. And if I go to the control center right here, it's actually okay. If I go into this section and enable the reduce interaction and say on, now this by default like breaks the touch function of the Apple Watch, and you can see if I go to the app selector section, it works. But then if I go to the control center, when I enable that reduce interaction mode, it actually freezes up. And in order for me to get it functional in a normal way, I can use the digital crown to move like this up and down. Or if I want, you know, since I can disable it here, I can go here and actually disable the reduce interaction focus right there. And then if I go back to my control center, you can see it's now functional and it's able to work. Now I'm trying to get my Apple Watch to freeze, since this is something that seems to be, at least for me, triggered when I go into the stopwatch. But you know, it's a hit and miss. But today it happened to me maybe 3 or 4 times, and the reason I'm making this video is to bring awareness to the fact that this is an update that's not stable, and Apple has actually put it, and we got like very early indicators. We got like very early indicators. Okay, now you can see my watch has frozen, so now it's not functional. And at the same time, you can see my iPhone is here, you know, my Bluetooth is on, my Wi-Fi and everything is on right there, but you can see my watch is not functional. If I press my digital crown, it doesn't work. If I press my side button, it doesn't work. If I press my action button, it doesn't work. If I try and, you know, press a combination of buttons, it also doesn't work, just like this. If I combine this or combine the two buttons, this is something that's really buggy. And at the same time, if I go into my iPhone and then go to my Apple Watch application right here, you can see it's seeing the watch and the watch is connected, but the watch itself is not responding. You can see it has this multiple restart. Now after this happens, you see the digital crown won't be able to move it up, but it will automatically restart itself just like this. And just give it a few seconds and it will come back to life for a few minutes. And the issue that I started to see right here with this device is that if you use it more often, then that's when this issue is going to be more prominent for you. So now that it's like forced rebooted itself, you can see I can go to my quick view section right here. I can go to my app section, and the touch is like a little bit delayed for some reason. So now if I go to my control center, then I'm able to use this. But if I go into the focus mode right here and enable the reduce interruptions focus mode, definitely it's gonna freeze up. So keep that in mind. And at the same time, it seems to be like the only way to get out of the reduce interruption mode is to disable it on your iPhone. But this is what's happening with my Apple Watch. It seems to be, at least for me, it seems to be triggered with the timers application. If I start if I stop this and just leave it or let it be just like this, the bug sort of recedes and doesn't happen as often. So once I do something that seems to use more like live activities on the Apple Watch, then it tends to freeze and restart. So this is something that I thought I should make you beware of. Now, in the worst case scenario, it might end up breaking your Apple Watch, and then in that case you might need to take it to Apple in order to have them reset it or reboot the device. Now, just to show you the version of WatchOS that I'm on the latest WatchOS 11.1 developer beta 3, and if something that's a little bit odd, it should have been an indicator that this update is going to be problematic. You can see here, if we go to the software update page, I am up to date, but if we go back and go to the about, you can see the version of WatchOS I'm on, WatchOS 11.1, with the build number 22R5559F. Now, this version that I actually have loaded on my Apple Watch ends with an F, but just to show you this, look at what's on Apple's developer page for WatchOS, for example. So you can see yesterday they released a number of updates. They didn't release iOS 18.1 beta 6, and nor did they also didn't release macOS 15.1 beta 6, but they did release, a couple of updates such as visionOS, watchOS, and tvOS. And for watchOS, they released WatchOS 11.1 developer beta 3 on October 1st right there. And look at the build number that it has, 22R5559B. So that's the build number on the operating system build for WatchOS 11.1 developer beta 3. But then, as you can see on my Apple Watch itself, that's actually on the developer beta 3, it's misaligned. So the website, or Apple's developer website, says it should end with a B, but the actual build that people are getting for their devices ends with an F. And I can confirm that I'm not the only one that has this old or misaligned build right here. So this is an issue that you should beware of, and I'm discouraging you from updating to WatchOS 11.1 beta 3 because of these issues. Now, because of this, I would like to bring to your attention an update, because this is something that I tweeted about, and at the same time different forums have tweeted about this, such as 9to5Mac. You can see Apple has pulled WatchOS 11.1 beta 3 after users report frozen devices. So your device might freeze just like what I indicated, and you can see right here, this users on Reddit reported these issues with their Apple Watch, and they reported it that the Apple Watches were locking up devices, and the device would lock up, and there were issues with message notification syncing, which I personally haven't experienced, but it seems to be an issue. And also these users reported that their device remains frozen even after a reboot, unlike mine where my device would freeze up, but then after it reboots I still had the ability to use that. But it seems to be more severe for other users than what I'm experiencing on my Apple Watch. And this is the Apple Watch Ultra 1, by the way. So another user you can see they commented the following, that completely locking up every single boot. I hold the side button and crown to restart it, it reboots, and not even a minute later it's completely frozen. Time won't update, nothing. It happens right when someone had texted me, and it's non-stop since. It's currently locked up for the 7th time, and it's just restarted 15 minutes ago. So it's quite a large concern, especially given the fact that there's no way for users to revert firmware without taking their devices to Apple in order for Apple to restore their Apple Watches. But technically, if you have an older Apple Watch that has a port, so if you have an older Apple Watch that has the port just when you remove your band, I think the Apple started removing the band on the Apple Watch Series 7. So if you have a Series 6 and older, you have a port that you can buy a dongle and then you can basically restore your device. I did do a video on how you can downgrade your Apple Watch somewhere on the channel. Feel free to check it out, or I'll leave it on top and in the description of this video. But this is just a quick update for you on why you should beware of, beta. It's part of my job and what I do. But yeah, if you haven't updated your Apple Watch to WatchOS 11.1 developer beta 3, then you might not want to do that, as it's experiencing some issues. And there's something that I wanted to show you right here. You can see Apple today released right here, Apple released the third tvOS 18.1 and HomePodOS software 18.1 to public betas, and these came out one day after the developer betas came out. So you can see it mentions tvOS and HomeOS, but there is no mention of WatchOS, and it seems like this is because of the issue that people were experiencing, because among the softwares that were released by Apple yesterday, we had tvOS, WatchOS, visionOS and HomeOS, but these were released to the public. But WatchOS 11.1 beta 3 has been pulled for the public, and you can't update to it right now. So that's just a quick update for you when it comes to this issue that I'm experiencing. For me, it seems to be triggered by the stopwatch, but if you want to avoid an issue where, like the user mentioned, where you get a text and your Apple Watch forcefully reboots, or continuously reboots in the worst case scenario where you don't even have the chance to do something, then definitely avoid updating your watch to WatchOS 11.1 beta 3. And my iPhone that's paired with the Apple Watch is on iOS 18.1 beta 5, the current latest iOS beta that has the new Apple Intelligence Siri animation. So that's just a quick update for you here on my channel. If you want to see my initial update of WatchOS 11.1 beta 3 when I updated to it and tested the software, then check it out on the channel in the description of this video. My name is Ben, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to leave a like if you liked or enjoyed this video. Peace.